Welcome back, folks. London's biggest group of unemployed are here on the street again. What a surprise. I say unemployed, I mean they must be, because they're pretty much here all the time, so somebody's got to be paying their wages or benefits. Got a couple of updates, guys, which I will give you in a moment when we get across here. Hopefully not getting squashed by a bus, a taxi or any other traffic in the meantime. I didn't time that the best. We normally march across here, but today luck is not with us traffic wise. I'm going to pay attention as opposed to just marching across, because I just know that I'll time it badly. Oh, here's Daddy ready to pick me up. Daddy, I'm here. Daddy. Right, folks, let's get over to the phone box, give you a couple of updates. Generally speaking, pretty good updates, but I feel that a few points require clarification. So it's funny, you know. Let's kind of start it again. Let's pretend that we just switched the camera on, okay? So, hello, darlings. It's John, the meanie bully filmer. Back for another dose of wholesome hypocrisy. Or so you'd think, according to certain groups of comments. Let me take you back, guys, to the beginning of last year. You will note that after the visit to Hyde Park Barracks, I discussed in a number of videos the fact that I had spoken with the Army's, or head of the Army's, social media team. As well as quite a few other people, senior officers and others, and asked for unofficial guidelines as to what could and couldn't be published. Bear in mind that those are not legally enforceable, they're guidelines. In other words, this is how the Army would like things to be, and based on those discussions, I thought, you know what, that's perfectly reasonable. Now, precisely what the nature of those guidelines are doesn't matter, but I can tell you two things. A horse getting injured or dying is one, and somebody falling off onto the floor and sustaining an injury is two, a workplace injury. And I've referred to that before in previous videos. For example, when we outed those horrid little twin spammers that since ran off to the palace to harass the royal family. If you look back in the video that I took when we had the small accident, you will notice that the camera, the spammer that I was focusing on, was looking across the parade ground toward the old Admiralty building. In other words, it wasn't looking towards St James's Park. Now, some people that were watching this live have said, oh, but you know, his live camera wasn't focusing on the trooper. No, it wasn't, folks. But the camera that was recording was, and you didn't see that, I did. Hence having to call him out, because what was happening is he wanted to get a sad Pikachu moment with the trooper walking back through the tunnel with his horse looking somewhat dishevelled and I wouldn't quite say distressed, but let's say dazed. Let's put it that way. How do I know that? Look back to the video last time this happened of him filming the trooper face on, walking through the tunnel with his horse without his helmet after the accident. It's happened before, and I was determined that it wasn't going to happen again. My footage was clearly checked by me and absolutely 100% fit in with Army guidelines. There is no issue with filming a trooper whether or not they have their helmet on or don't have their helmet on. It's a matter of filming respectfully, at a distance without zooming in constantly on the faces, and more importantly, making sure that there's either no injury, no blood, no issue, etc. And more importantly, that the trooper is not in a state of distress. Okay? So what I'm going to say, people, is that there are two choices. One is you can either believe what I'm telling you, and I wouldn't overtly lie in my own video about what I've been told by the Army, for goodness sake, because I know they monitor this channel, or, on the other hand, you cannot believe me, in which case that's fine as well. But what I will say is that due to the nature of some of the comments that have been made on another video, anyone I see commenting on that channel going forward will no longer have the right to comment on my channel. I say the right, folks, because fundamentally that's what it is, it's a right. I will not have baseless allegations. If somebody wants to talk to me, wants to interview me, wants to come and speak to me face to face to make those allegations, go ahead. I'm here. Not going anywhere. You will know where to find me, and I'll happily answer those questions on camera. No problem at all, guys. You can surprise me. It's not an issue. Now, we will head to horseguards. We got a regimental change this morning. I kind of feel it's got to the point where it's important to emphasise that I don't have any more right or any less right to film than anyone else. But what I do have, and no one else has, is official guidelines. Why? Because I was the only person invited in and provided with those guidelines. And those guidelines were outlined many times in the old streamers, YouTubers group that I founded and since deleted because the people were not listening. First example of that was the crying gunner video, which I tried to tell them not to post, they still posted. So at that point I gave up. I let the idiots hang themselves. Let's ask these people, these kind people, what they're doing. 1 second. Hey guys, is this like a community thing? Like you remove all the rubbish that people put on?
Yeah, we're taking off the rubbish.
You do this like on your own time? There's a community thing, yeah?
Yeah, we're taking it off.
Does it feel like a bit of an endless task? Because you guys come along and kindly spend your time to do this, and some idiot comes along and puts more on the phone boxes, no?
Yeah, to preserve it.
Yeah, it's all about preserving this amazing environment that we all live in. Yeah. Wow, a lot of respect, guys, for that. That's an amazing thing. Is it a community project that we would know about? Like, do you have a website or something? Or this is just something that you guys do yourselves?
Yeah, it's more like it's like a company. Yeah, they are doing it for the community, kind of.
Okay. I mean, these phone boxes are part of our heritage, so I mean,
That's very correct.
It's a great thing, isn't it?
Very correct.
Wow. Hey, thanks for talking to me. And respect, my friend.
Yeah,
thanks a lot. See you.
Bye-bye.
Wow. I mean, are they the kindest people that we've ever come across on this channel? That's extraordinary. I follow a channel on YouTube that I can't remember the name of right now. Yes, embarrassing, I know. Where it's a bunch of guys that go out in high vis and clean up their local environment for free. Those videos are really popular because it's aesthetically pleasing to see the mess that they encounter turn into something clean when they finish. But I've actually never seen that. Wait, let me correct myself there. We did see those lovely Polish ladies that were picking up litter at horseguards. That was a few months ago. But massive respect to the gent and his wife or friend who were removing those ghastly stickers that some selfish people decide to plaster all over our national heritage phone boxes. Wow, I mean, how's about that, guys? That's actually a really thoroughly lovely thing. Humbling as well, to be fair. Massively so. Now, last point before we get to horseguards. You'll also note, because I mentioned it very clearly in the video, talking to the spammer, that the troopers, and this has been covered in a previous video, are absolutely sick and tired of the same, these days primarily 1, 2, 3 idiots that are there for 3 or 4 hours every day. Folk, can you imagine? Okay? We're talking between 20 and 30 hours a week. These people are standing there in a fixed position, recording every single movement the trooper makes. Don't believe me? Have a look at the channels. The lives are saved on their channels. You can see how often they do the live and how long the live lasts. Okay? I find it funny because a lot of the people that defend the spammy channels are actively themselves disrespecting the guards they supposedly admire and like to watch. Because by watching those streams, you're exacerbating the problem. You watch the stream, they stream more. They stream more, you watch the stream, etc., etc. So everybody that watches those live streams for hours and hours and hours and encourages this spammy material, you need to take a hard look at yourselves, people, because you make the problem worse. You don't help with it. Hello, my friend, all good?
Thank you, God bless.
Thank you. We saw him before, actually. I'm not sure why the police are here, because it's a peaceful protest, but it might well be that they're going to fan out for the Brexit lot at some point a little later. So that's my take on it, folks. We've got a video coming up. When it's ready, I'm still sort of, finessing it. That will show that one person that films regularly at horseguards, live streams, is on state benefits. Claims state benefits, works a minimum 16-hour-a-week job for eligibility for those state benefits, which means that he and his family receive universal credit, enabling him, while he's receiving those benefits, to spend half the day every day at Horse Guards. Yeah, that's coming up, people, very soon. A massive thanks again to those of you that have been helping in different ways with the info. Now guys, there was a deluge of messages and emails after the incident on Monday, okay, massive amount. So many that I thought, you know what, nah, too many, guys. I can't deal with 100+ messages in a single day. You know, no disrespect, people, but I just chose, you know what, better just to not respond to them all, because it's too much. It gets a little bit too much. If I focus on that and addressing every single question, concern, etc., that you'll have, genuine as they are, I have no time for anything else, like my real life or film. So the focus is on the filming, which is what draws you all to the channel in the first place, and most importantly, adhering to those guidelines I was speaking about earlier on, which, let me re-emphasize, were only issued to me. Now, interestingly enough, we've just arrived and the gates are closed. Now, why would they be closed? Actually, wait, because they're still changing over, aren't they? That process is ongoing. One second, let me try not to walk. Now, for some reason, I'm thinking it's probably because they're short of staff. They are letting people traverse from here into the yard, and people are able to come out of the yard, look. But they're keeping the gate closed whilst they're doing it. Look at this. This is interesting, like a limited flow. So I'm not going to try to get in the yard, because at the end of the day, we don't need to distract the officer from what he's doing. It's not fair.
Sorry.
No, it's okay, don't worry. Otherwise, I mean, bless him, he's going to be actually opening and closing that gate constantly, look. I'm thinking it's probably a staffing or shortage of officers issue. So let's focus on the front here. They've anyway just finished the changeover. We can just see in the background, in distance, the Blues and Royals gatesman has been relieved in the archway. So when that's finished, in probably 1 or 2 minutes, I dare say they're going to restore full access to the yard. Certainly looking that way anyway. There's our new gatesman, just walking behind the trooper in the box. Horse-wise, guys, it's not packed here, but it's busy enough, and it will get busier for me to decide not to take the phone out. It's just going to be the smart option. Now, this lady with the pram wasn't entirely sure if she could enter and exit via the box. Okay, so the gate's been hauled open again. We've still got, at some point, 1 second.
If that place is too far, we got
11:20, 10 minutes until the Blues will head out. Now, as you can see, guys, the light is good this morning. Not because it's sunny, but because it's not overcast and it's not raining. Yesterday, there was the intention to make a video with the update I gave at the beginning, but at the end of the day, it was an absolute washout. It was a mush of a day yesterday. So I just did normal stuff like shopping and errands, etc. Okay, so rather dapper looking trooper with a tash, closing up the doors to the box. From course he is not escaping into the yard, unless he smashes the doors down. Now, in the time that I've been standing here, oh, hold on, what's this? Wait, what's this? Oh, felon. Wait, what's it for? What's this for? Oh, she doesn't want to talk to us. She's mute, look. You can always tell the people that don't have a cause when they can't verbalise what that cause is when asked very simply and politely, what is it about? I have no idea what it's about. I couldn't really figure that one out. Slightly curious. At least though she decided to shut her mouth when she got close to the horse, because it did look for a moment as though the horse was going to be somewhat alarmed. Now why, one has to wonder, are they keeping the changeover locked down? I'll try and find out afterward. I'm guessing I can only see, actually wait, there are 3 officers in the tunnel, 2 in the yard. We've got the normal numbers, but very curious. let's wait until the guard change is finished. At that point, if they don't reopen the gates and restore access, we know that there's probably going to be a VIP or other event happening here. It'll be interesting to see, actually. Maybe, guys, maybe the much vaunted changing of the rules, i.e. access-wise, the yard, has gone into effect. I very much doubt it, but you never know. Yeah, they've got more than enough officers. They've got 4 in the yard and 2 at the end of the tunnel. So it definitely is not, as I would have immediately have assumed, a staffing issue. Even the postman's going to have to knock. Look, knock, knock. Let me in, please. Damn it, folks, that's what I need to do. I need to go on eBay, get myself a Royal Mail postman's high vis, address a few packages to the boss, Horseguards London, and then get myself let in. Problem is, I think they probably recognise me. Apparently, guys, I've got a reasonably distinctive voice. I mean, I don't hear it or recognise it myself, but apparently. Anyway, it's 24 minutes past. And this is a curious one. Oh, we've got a plumber. A happy plumber, look. What's he going to do? Unblock the horse shit from the box? I wonder. Very hapless plumber. Actually, I'm not sure he is a plumber. I think he's found a plumber's plunger, or whatever that thing was. And he's just carrying it over his shoulder in a threatening manner along Whitehall. Very curious this morning. Very, very, very curious that the gates are not open. I wonder why. And the horse is looking pretty chill. Pretty chill as well. Now it sounds as though the majority of the people that are here this morning, these new arrivals, these tourists, students, whatever. Oh, I was going to say are French, and it looks like they are. Look. La vie d'Adèle.
Can I make a cuckoo in the video?
Can you make a cuckoo in the video?
Yeah.
Yes.
Wait, what's the original name of that? Is it La Vie d'Adèle, where Léa Seydoux has blue hair, no?
Yes, I think
That's not Léa Seydoux, is it?
I don't really know, but
Guys, you can.
Hi, we are French. Hello from France.
Hey, you need to say it in French, guys. Come on.
Bonjour.
Bonjour, on est des Français et on fait des gros bisous.
Et revenez dans l'Union Européenne, s'il vous plaît.
Ouais, on est
revenez
contre le
dans l'Union
Brexit.
européenne.
Revenez.
Ouais.
Oh,
Et la caméra elle est pas mal, franchement, j'aime bien le trépied.
guys, do you think that
Oh,
we here, the chat? Oh, here we go. Look, there it is. Do you think that it would be a good idea if we Brits rejoin the European Union? Would you think?
Yes.
We
Come
should,
back.
like, you
Come back.
should come.
Wait, so you guys are missing us already? Come on.
Yes.
No, man, no. Okay, we'll see. Hey, have a good day. Do you want to see the channel, by the way, that you're going to be on? Do you want to see the channel that you'll be on today?
Channel?
Yeah, it's a channel. It's a big YouTube channel. Look, 1 second.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it is. 1 second. It is
It's a live.
Take a picture of it.
this one. Of course you can. Yeah.
Can we
Non,
be
non,
in
si
the
tu veux.
video?
Oh, mais le mec il est certifié, gros.
You guys.
Put the sentence about the Brexit in it.
Yes.
It's funny because when the video started today, at this end near Big Ben, there's a bunch of people saying that we need to reverse Brexit, change Brexit back, and we should
We
rejoin.
took a picture with them.
Oh, did you?
Yes.
Yeah.
Look.
It's interesting to me. My best friend is French, but she always says that she likes life here more than in tour.
It's us with someone.
Ah, he is the most famous anti-Brexiteer.
He's famous?
He's the leader of.
No way.
Yeah. If you Google him, Steve Bray, his name is.
We
He's
have
very
to go,
famous.
we have to go because
Yes.
Oh yes.
we love you.
Steve what? Steve what?
Okay.
Steve Bray, B-R-A-Y. Steve Bray.
What?
Why?
Yeah, you see? Hey, bon chance, guys. Bye. Okay, wow. So they want us back, folks. I mean, there we have it. They got a beautiful picture. The young lad was showing me. They got an amazing picture with Steve Bray, who is the most famous, pro-European, anti-Brexit campaigner. He's the leader. We saw him this morning, and it's funny that speaking with those amazing Frenchies. Merci beaucoup, guys. Thank you for talking to me. It's a pleasure. Funny speaking to them about that and about the fact that they think we should rejoin when they've just had a picture with him. Okay, so these ladies decided that they don't care about the box, that it doesn't exist for them, and that they're just going to ignore the white line. I will, folks, if I can subtly, ask the officers why, just out of curiosity, I mean it's not my business, but out of curiosity, I'm sure all of you would like to know as well, whether or not we're now going to see guard changes behind closed gates or not. I can't think of a logical reason why, unless they have VIPs visiting this morning at some point, why it would be closed like this, because it's pretty unusual. I'm not sure what that white thing is on the floor there. What is that? I think actually it's one of those it's like little sort of pieces of netting that often are found around a piece of exotic fruit. This guy's in the box and obviously doesn't really care about it, it would appear. I haven't actually seen this trooper who's in the box many times. He's been in the box a few times. He is the tallest fellow in the lifeguards, a very tall, strapping fellow. Now, I wonder if we're going to have a very chill morning this morning with people being given something of a pass. I mean, you'll note that most don't need a pass because they respect the visual boundary. Which horse is this? It's funny actually, I was looking at after my oh, hold on, here they go, 1 second. Let's get forward and capture these blues leaving, guys. Won't zoom in too much, but it gives us a bit of a better view of what's going on. First time in a while that I remember seeing this from behind the gates. It's easy to stand here and not zoom in, that way the focus stays reasonably clear. Yeah, we've had it a couple of times where we've been here and then we've had to film through the gate, but it's normally because there's either some sort of ceremonial event or similar. Very curious. Okay, let's wait. I mean, if it gets to... Actually, to be honest, if it gets to much more than where we are now time-wise, then we've got ever-decreasing chances of the front gates being open this morning. However, for the moment, the tunnel is still sealed, as is the yard. Lance Corporal of Horse in the lifeguards, who I recognise, is chatting with the police, so I dare say something is potentially afoot this morning in terms of a VIP visitor. It's great that we've still got some hard... Oh, just saying, like, nope, they don't need to shout. Some hardy visitors traipsing along. Temperature-wise, we're on the up, guys. It's about 8 degrees and feels 8 degrees. This is, in fact, it's just about tolerable to be wearing 3 layers. She's pushing her luck. Look, because the trooper isn't saying anything to get out of the box, she's getting further into the box. In a minute, she's going to jump on the horse behind the trooper. I can see it at this rate. That gives you a good idea, in fact, about how far into the box she actually wandered. And interesting enough, it's me immediately assuming they're Frenchies, but they're not. They're English. Those girls, young girls, were English. Thumbs up. Who's next? Thumbs up. Then next up. It's funny, folks. I did wonder what happens at Cameron Diaz. I mean, she's looking pretty rough these days, but I did like her earlier films. I don't know what she's doing in London. In fact, maybe that was a scene for her latest movie. His girlfriend is saying, get closer. Like, not a lot closer, but a bit closer. But the bro is still outside the box. What I am wondering actually is what's going to happen to all the poor tourists that are effectively locked at the back. In order to get here, they're either going to have to walk all the way around via the Foreign Office and King Charles Street, or traipse all the way along to Admiralty Arch and Trafalgar Square. Okay, I mean, it's not, I say traipse, I mean, it's about a 20-minute walk either way. That's a lot longer than the 20-second walk it normally takes. The second group of lifeguards are entering the yard. I'll turn the camera in a minute. She's completely in the box as well. Interesting development this morning. Not what I was expecting at all. He's in the box. But hey, it is what it is. Anyway, here come... Oh, it's a long guard. Actually, we will zoom through the gates on this, folks, because it is a long guard. 1 second, let's reset that. There we are. I'm going to try and hold this very, 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 very steady. In fact, we got it beautifully clearly. Oh, we'll see. Sorry, folks, I'm trying super hard not to get the fence posts, gate posts in. If I zoom back out, we're going to lose focus. For the moment, we've got super focus on the line. There we are. And the officer, can't see if he's a lieutenant or a captain. Can't count the pits from here. He's just behind. There we are. It's a nice shot. I wonder if it being a long guard has anything to do with this morning's gate closure. Also interesting to note the officer is lined up behind his men, whereas normally he's lined up facing his men. Oh yes, we've got the gent that ordinarily deals with important VIP visitors, who is from the initial defence. He's talking to the... Okay, so there is a VIP visit this morning. Who? I have no idea, people. No clue. But I think, considering that the troopers and horses are lined up in this fashion, there's a very good chance somebody might come out to be presented to the troopers. Apologies guys if you get the gate posts, it's not intentional. It's actually really hard to hold it this stable even with a gimbal. I remember reading about it. Oh, actually thinking about it, hold on, was it not? I think Colin mentioned something the other day, I completely forgot about it. Actually, a second. I'm not even sure if it is a long guard. Because without being able to count the initial group that went in, I mean, let's assume it is. The thing is, there's no way of knowing whether they're going to be waiting here for 2 minutes or 2 hours. There's no one close enough to the gate to ask either. I'm going to zoom this out, folks, and go back to the front a little bit. If we get anybody coming out, I'll gladly go back in there again and zoom. Luckily, I'm taller than most of the tourists, so if necessary, we can just go over their heads. Okay, so the stand is being collected by... Having a look. I think he's got 3 chevrons. Corporal of Horse collecting the standard. There we go.
Yeah, I think Mum we say, what are you watching?
Effectively face planted against the gate. Bearing in mind that the playground at the back is open and there's a huge number of people having watched the changeover. The number of officers in the yard, the MOD plain clothes, my money is on whatever it was, having likely already finished. I think that's the end of it. Here we go. Look at this. Okay, so they've reopened the gates. That was very curious.
Love you! Wow, they're coming out! Oh well, they come out, so you will see them come out.
Ah, you did you see them? They
they're
just
coming
went in.
out.
No, they just went in. They're done.
Yeah,
You caught them. You saw it, yeah?
Yeah.
Yeah. They just went through here into the stables. That was the kind of like the last horse movement.
Wow.
Yeah.
How cool is that?
Were you able to see it really closely?
Yeah.
Were you there on this side, in the yard?
Over that side.
Ah, you saw it. Okay,
I
good
know
stuff.
them off by heart.
Good timing by you guys then, no?
Yeah,
you got it lucky. Very lucky.
Yeah.
I mean, kind of. It's difficult, obviously, to try and get it through the gates, but I mean, you guys are in the best spot for that. I don't know actually why they closed it, because they normally leave the gates open for this. But you were on the right side, so lucky for you guys, that's for sure. Glad you enjoyed it.
Yeah, I think the army man and got talking to me after.
1 second, folks. Okay, so they did get lucky, the young gent there and his companion. They got to see most of it. Okay, we're just slowly moving along because it's suddenly got very busy. Now they've opened the gate and everyone's streaming out. Oops, 1 second. Right, there we are. That's a reasonable spot. It's not perfect, but it's certainly a reasonable spot. Ta-da! Ivy's bro. I haven't forgotten, guys. I will attempt to ask. Let's wait until the crowds and the movement of people settles down a little bit, because right now the officers are obviously busy monitoring the public, and they don't leave me with questions getting in their ear hole. Okay, so who's up next? It's interesting, actually. There seems to be pretty much an equal split of people that came out this side and then went the other side as well. The other thing is, because of how long it's taken with this, it isn't going to be very long until they change over the horses and the troopers. A little vexing to see how many people are in the box at the other end, but I'm kind of thinking that when it's reasonably quiet, the troopers use their discretion, because there are not going to be 500 other tourists standing there following and copying the tourists that went before them, as we saw when the Blues were here the other day with that gent that went forward, stroked the horse's nose, and then was followed by another gent who got reprimanded by the Scottish fellow. I think a lot of you picked that up in the video. And it was interesting to me that you picked up some of the things in the video, because I, for example, completely missed the falling tooth. Now, I did try and zoom in, I did try and look at what that object was. I can tell you 100% what it wasn't. It wasn't a polo or anything that had been fed to the horse. You would have picked up on that, somebody slipping something to the horse earlier. Secondly, the horse's movement before and after it coughed that item up, I think would tend to support the tooth theory. Third, the noise that it made when it fell and struck the ground, a fairly weighty object, possibly a large tooth. No one here yet to get near the arches, but they will be coming. Oh, I've got somebody eyeballing me massive now. The camera's not even on here. I'm not even filming his group and they're eyeballing me, which is extremely odd, actually. Let's see, if they want to come and talk to me, they can talk to me. I have no idea why they're like massively. I mean, I'm here, guys. You want to talk to me? Talk to me. Funny. I was actually concentrating more on to my right, the old trooper. It's funny because the tour guide mentioned TikTok. I mean, this isn't even TikTok, so hello, wake up call. I wonder if the Chitsman and Gatesmen have been feeling a little bit neglected this morning thus far, having been locked away behind the gates. Great light again, people. I mean, really great. Look how white this stone looks with the light hitting the wall. Fantastic. Right, so let's get ourselves back to the front, guys. Can I ask you a quick question? I hope it's not too, was there a diplomatic thing this morning? Is that the reason that it was closed? Or?
It was an honor?
Yeah, guard of honor, Japanese visit.
Oh, actually, Colin mentioned it. Yeah.
Yes.
Okay, thank you very much, guys.
It was did you see it at all?
I saw when the
like
troopers
the,
came and lined up, but
yeah,
it's
so-
unusual to arrive on a guard change day and see the gates are closed.
Yeah, so
Just
it
curious.
was there's the foot ones anyway, so I'm not sure.
Okay. It seemed to go well. Horses were chill, so win. Thanks a lot. Yeah, thank you. Okay, so an honour guard, folks. I didn't know about this. It's funny because I do remember Colin saying to us last week that in one of the videos he came over and said, "Oh, don't forget about the honour guard next." And I'm pretty sure he actually did say next Wednesday, which obviously is this morning, today. Anyway, I have spotted something almost as beautiful as the King's horses. And that's right, folks, the police horses. This cutie on the right. Wow. That's a really, officer smiling, that's a real beauty. Look at this one. Wow. What's his name, officer?
Carter.
Carter.
Yeah.
Amazing, thank you. I don't think we've seen Carter before, have we, guys? I think Denzel Washington made a movie, didn't he, called John Carter? I seem to recall. Wow. Yeah, Carter's an unusual looking horse. He doesn't look like the other horses. Which breed, folks, is Carter? He's a beauty. Absolutely magnificent horse. Okay, so let's get ourselves into this corner and see what we're going to have here. I'll kind of try and move around as much as I can based on where I think the interesting moments might occur. I mean, at the end of the day, most of it, filming here that is serendipity. Earmuff girl on the left, yeah, so far outfit of the day. I've just noticed the signs are missing. Interesting enough, I didn't even notice, guys, but the signs are actually missing at both ends today. How the hell did I not spot that? That's a super weird thing to overlook. I'm guessing because they were busy making sure the yard was probably clean and swept before I'd arrived, as they all ordinarily do for these occasions. They forgot to bring out and pop up the signs. All four signs are missing. All four boards. Here's our first rounds by Monsieur Gatesman. Here he is. Quick nod. Last couple of horse in his MTP camos in the yard. I don't know, they might well have some new people here today. Oh, there we go. How's about that, folks? That was the moment that we were anticipating. I think he was ready actually to use the horse rather than use the verbal. That always seemed. Sorry, it's okay. To me, it always seems like it would be the easier option to just charge the horse at somebody, but I think that's something that the King's Troop have led the way with. We have, even though you might not sort of see it, got a lot of people here. Look, massive crowd. I don't know why most of them are behind the line and not kind of going forward for pictures, but I'm sure that will change slowly. Bearing in mind also, folks, it's now 11:45. We're getting the first palace stragglers are starting to arrive. I thought that was the lovely dancing fellow we saw the other day for a minute. This chap here. It isn't, but I thought it was. First one through the gate. So we've got this spot now. We've got the deluge from the gate. Today is a carrots, sprouts, and apparently, for a few lucky souls, some leftover potatoes day. I wonder actually if at some point the penny will drop vis-a-vis the signs. Or whether they're simply going to be left in the guard room. It might well be the case that they'll hang them during the horsey swap over, changeover. We'll see. Good to see how serious this trooper is. Officer is heading in. There he is. Just caught him, folks, heading into the stable area, carefully stepping over the chain. Again, I can't be certain because I couldn't see clearly enough whether or not that was a lieutenant or a captain. Probability? Captain. Instinctively, though, oddly enough. And again, I can't be sure. It did look like two pips. However, as some of you have mentioned before, the cloak, the collar on the officer's cloak often obscures that third pip, one closest to his neck. So high probability it was a captain. A little bit kind of out of the curve with that, because we haven't filmed an end of day inspection in, I mean, many months. It's been more than, actually it's been more than a year, I think, since the last time we were here for the end of day. I might try and do a couple of those when the weather gets a bit warmer and or we head to the summer. Now, interesting enough, we've got the corporal of horses out and about. We've got a whole bunch of people here today. What's going on here? It's like a bit of a busy morning, guys, in the yard. Let me get out of the officer's way. This is curious. So at the front we have the corporal of horse, who is leading the lance corporal of horse. Lance corporal of horse is going into the tunnel. Corporal of horse is going over to inspect or speak to his other trooper, who is the current gatesman. Again, I will keep a respectful distance. I don't think we need to be zooming in. You get the idea of what's happening. I think that's the fundamental thing here, an idea of the way things work with the movement of people. Now, even more curious. Oh, hold on a second. What's this? The trooper has stopped in the middle of the tunnel. Wait, what? I don't even know where to go at this point. Actually, it's the Lance Corporal of Horse has decided to pause in this spot in the tunnel. Another first? I think it is. I've never seen this before, have you? I'm not going to get any closer because I don't... Oh, here we go. Obviously, a few other people with their live streams have decided to go and get right in his face. What a surprise. I think this is a respectful enough distance. Very curious, however, to see this. I don't remember ever seeing any trooper, let alone an NCO, non-commissioned officer, in this case the Lance Corporal of Horse, standing in the centre of the tunnel in this position. Every other time we've seen the troopers or officers standing facing the other way. So is this a new type of changeover that they're testing? What is this? Very curious. How about this, guys? It's fascinating stuff, eh? Extraordinary. That was something of an honour and a privilege to capture on film. How? Why? I have absolutely no clue what's going on at all. Very, very interesting. Oh, hold on a second. I've got some some person running in front of a camera. Very curious. Very curious. Again, let's not get too close. I think this is a respectful distance. One second, they're removing everyone. I'm sensing that there's a good chance both Gatesman and Chitson have both been removed. I'm thinking there's a very high probability that the yard is about to get closed. They haven't removed the two boxmen yet. That's curious. Very curious. Okay, let's actually go and have a bit of a wander. We've got multiple troopers. Again, I'm not going to zoom in. Multiple troopers inside the yard. Actually, I think I'll ask. Sorry to bother you again. Is the yard being closed again? Very fine. Thanks a lot. Okay, so from noon, the yard is getting closed, people. So actually, we turned up pretty much at the ideal time for this. So that visit is happening in 9 minutes. Wow. Okay, that explains why. One, it's crystal clean on the ground. Everything has clearly been swept in the yard. There's not a piece of detritus anywhere. Two, why they've taken the guard off. Probably to check everyone's uniform is completely perfect in every respect. And that also explains why we've still got the two MOD officials in plain clothes in the yard liaising with the police. I assumed when he mentioned about the Japanese, I can't remember, the Japanese ambassador, Japanese something. I assumed that he meant that it had already been done and it was finished this morning. But apparently not. The horse is a bit cloppy. Also, if we look into the tunnel, part of the tunnel was closed. That also explains it. So they're just kind of trying to funnel people in as slowly as possible, but not in large numbers. And what we're going to get, almost certainly, very soon, is a bye-bye to the yard. However, I don't know if that's going to mean the boxman. Oh, yeah, hello, girls, just move into the box. Okay, so they decided that they're going to join HCAV. It's the only way to get that close to the horse. Very curious morning here, actually. It's only this end. So, actually, we might be able to... actually, no, I'm not going to risk it. Too many people behind me. Let's move back and see you a bit. Horsey's a little bit clippy-cloppy nervous, it seems. I'm not sure why, because there's nothing out of the ordinary going on behind me. Train of thought, apologies folks. What I was trying to say is that I'm not sure yet whether or not when they close the yard for public access, whether or not they're going to remove the boxman. We've got 6 minutes till we find out, so I'll keep it all in suspense for the next 6 minutes. Instinctively, having seen a mounted trooper in the stable area, then again actually they might just be coming out for an honour guard. There's no way of knowing. It's a 50-50. Either going to be an honour guard in the yard behind closed gates, or they're still going to change over the 2 boxmen at the front. I can't remember if in the past when they have an honour guard of honour, not sure which is the correct term, I think it's guard of honour, whether or not they leave the boxman in post at the front. But again, not very long until we find out. Curiously, the vast majority of the tourists are right way back behind the line. I think actually if I spot the tour guide who was a bit sort of iffy about the filming earlier, I might have a quick word with him off camera and explain, look, you know, the reason that I'm often in the yard filming is for a pre-recorded video, and that you and your group are not being live streamed. I can get how some people, certainly Europeans with their strict privacy laws, do occasionally object to being on live stream. Live streams can be deleted, but the problem is, and I know this from my live streaming days, so many people that watch live streams record the entire live stream. Primarily Facebook spammers, who then extract juicy bits from the live stream and repost it as content thieves. In other words, live streaming is inherently not particularly secure. Another interesting fact that I forgot to mention at the beginning, the person that was live streaming on Monday when things went wrong at the back deleted that live stream from his channel. Now you have to wonder why. I know why. Because it captures certain things he shouldn't have been doing, hence it being deleted. If not, restore it. Yeah, the MOD bods are liaising with the MOD police. Now, a tour guide just went over and spoke to them and gestured about whether or not they were allowed to stand on the line. They got the nod and are standing on the line. I'll show you that in just a moment. 1 second. Hold on. I really thought for a moment this chap was going to touch the horse. 1 minute, guys. I will show you what's going on in the yard in just a second. We're not missing anything. The tour group that is on the line, they did ask the officers, can we get on the line, because obviously they could see there's more military personnel than usual out and about, and they were told yes they can. I think the officers would more likely have said to them, there's no point because we're removing the horses and closing the yard. So I think the yard is going to stay open for a change of the boxman, and then the yard will be closed for the Japanese visit. In other words, a horse-only affair from basically 3 minutes from now, after the changeover. And a huge thanks to the officers for confirming that. They didn't need to do it. Massive respect for their heads up. I bet Horsey can't wait to get off, actually. I'm reluctant to move the camera too much around into the yard because we don't want to capture the face of the plainclothes folks. I think they might have been in the video a couple of times, but I mean, They're not actually actively in view at the moment, so that's good. Okay, so we've got about 2 minutes, people, give or take. Very curious to see which 2 horses come out next. If by some miracle we get Raden, Pagan, Overlord, or another one, great. In fact, what I will do is snap this magnificent horsey plus Trooper as our picture of the day, because this horse is a beauty. 1 second. Oh, hold on. Curious. Got the hoof number. Let's get the horse and see. Depends on whether he actually wants to look at us. 1 second. Horse is a teeny bit shy. Teeny weeny bit shy. I think I've got one decent picture. I'm not sure if it's good enough for the picture of the day, but we'll see. I don't like to hold the camera in front of me too much because it feels a little intrusive, if I'm honest. Okay, I think we've got all we needed. Definitely got the hoof number, so I'm happy for the moment while I'm surrounded by people and nobody can run in. God, it had to be a bit of a mushy one, didn't it? Right, I'm going to go for best guess, people. 1 second.
You won't be able to. You're too.
Oh, he's talking his ass. Okay, best guess, and again, this is just a guess. My money's on this being Queller, who is a mare. I say best guess because the hoof number is not crystal clear. 1 digit is, but the other one's a mess. Let me see if we get one more hoof number picture. Yeah, I'm about 95% certain it's Queller. If not, apologies, and I'll correct the labelling of the picture of the day. But I'm going to put it up as Queller for the moment. He's a teeny bit cloppy actually, this horse, isn't he? I'm not sure. Oh, isn't she rather, sorry, if it is Queller. Queller's a mare. I think, looking at what's happening on the other end of the yard, and that being where the other officials are, I think this is going to be the better end. So any moment they're going to swap these 2 horses over. Okay, here they come. Oh, one horse is darting out, look at that. Straight over there, can't wait to get in the box. Okay, so they wouldn't be swapping them over if they were going to remove them again, so we will have a permanent boxman presence here at Horseguards today. I might go into a part 2. Let's see who we've got in the boxes in a moment. I'm reasonably sure we've got a lady trooper at the other end, the far end, and at this end we've got a gent trooper. I say reasonably sure, I can't be 100% sure because the trooper at the other end is too far away. I recognise this trooper here, bit of a veteran, seen him many times, he's very firm but fair. Gosh, that horse is very, very pretty, look at that. The little teeny weeny micro blaze, or star I think it's called, is gorgeous, isn't it? Look. It looks like he was drinking some milk and got some of it on his nostrils. Wow, get a picture of this beauty in fact before he's gone. Okay, so we've got a flood of people coming out. Let's get a quick snap of this magnificent creature. No idea if we'll be able to work out which horse it is, we'll see. Really perky, this horse. I'm very interested to see what, if any, the response from the trooper at this end, this shift will be, compared to what we saw during the previous, give or take, 40 minutes with his predecessor in this box.
Sorry guys.
They're just about to close the yard. fact, there's Colin. One second. So shortly, yes, we are about to be locked down.
So, my group will just sign it.
No, it's okay. Sorry.
We're just going to go over here.
1 second. Here we go. The imminent closure, folks. Just looking to make sure there are no undercover folks in the footage.
Of course you have. I thought stuck with me for 3 days and then
There it is.
unbelievable.
Bit of a pity, but hey, VIP's take preference. Oh, it's really interesting actually to, not sure if you caught, that was accidental, we caught some audio there of an undercover officer on his phone explaining that they're just sweeping up. I think I will keep the camera rolling. We're not at the end for this part one, but also there is a very, very high probability that the visitors will be coming in through the front gates. I can't be sure, but based on the closure, full, complete closure at this point of the rear gates at the end of the tunnel, it's much more likely we're going to have somebody coming in, I would think, at this side, at the front. Old trooper. He's heading home for some beans on toast, well deserved. I'm not sure if Mr. Moonboots has lost his companion or whatever, because I don't see anyone taking a picture of him. In other words, I'm not actually sure why he's standing there. I think that he was looking for the person that was going to take the picture. I'll try and keep a bit of an eye out here at the front to see whether or not, as we're walking along Whitehall, or briefly walking along Whitehall, we're heading toward Downing Street, whether or not the vehicle... actually, you know what? I'm not going to move the camera now, but yeah, I can see what's going to happen. With about 95% certainty, looking at the way the officers are fanned out, again, I don't need to put it on camera, but let's just say that I'm pretty sure, in other words, I'll be very surprised if the arrival isn't here at the front. I think my money's on the VIPs leaving the Ministry of Defence, coming out in a car or walking across through the front gates. Notice now we've got an armed officer at this side of the gates. Wouldn't be necessary if the entry point was going to be the rear. Just keep looking behind me to see whether or not there's a convoy approaching. Can either come from Downing Street, which is to my left, or the Ministry of Defence, which is directly behind me. MOD is I don't think I've ever seen this many MOD officers actually fanned out across Whitehall. They're on this side. Oh, yeah, that was a lovely thing to see. How's about that? Move out the right line, the trooper told her. Her partner's now explaining that, hey, that's the white line. Gosh. That was superb. I was not expecting that at all, to be honest. They were obviously gesturing to their colleagues, friends, family, whatever, to come over for the group shot. Let's move back a teeny bit. This gives us a bit of a better idea, actually, of the white lines on the video. I honestly don't remember seeing this many both uniformed and plainclothes officers spread out. I mean, there are at least between in the yard and at the front and behind me, I've counted at least a dozen officers. Never seen anything like this here. Damn, why don't I try and grab... Oh, Colin's over there. I'll see if I can speak with Colin at some point. He's busy for the moment. Because I honestly can't remember if it's a Japanese ambassador, Japanese defense minister, or something else entirely. Right now behind us, we've got 2 diplomatic vehicles. I have no idea if they are the diplomatic vehicles. We've also got, I believe, an Orthodox priest. Look at this. Fascinating, actually. Extraordinary. The people that we see here from around the world. Really, really, really extraordinary. Look. Incredible. Absolutely amazing, in fact. Probably, I would think, Orthodox priest, or likelihood. Very, very likely to be Orthodox priest. I remember last week you said something about whether it was a Japanese ambassador or different.
He came this morning, he came to school.
But they're having something in the yard as well.
What's going on there? I don't know. They won't say.
So it's the Japanese ambassador?
It's done.
No, but I'm saying, was it the ambassador or defence minister?
I don't know. I was here at 9 o'clock this morning. We stepped off at 20 to 9 and I was here for that statement when the guard of honour, I was here for that. I don't know anything about this.
I think on the floor. There have been a few others. I think the only place going to be here is the cars, realistically. Otherwise, they wouldn't be there, would they? And there were a couple more marks up and down there as well. So. Yeah, when I did say to them what's happening in the yard, they said it was yard closure for a VIP from 12. So, I mean, let's hope that. Yeah, I mean, it could be like a half an hour or whatever, couldn't it? I mean, hopefully it won't be, but we'll see. It could have been worse. I mean, they could have completely closed it and taken off the horses. I noticed that when the large corporal force went into the tunnel and stood facing that way. I've never seen that before. It was very kind of interesting, unique movements this morning. Say again?
I found 20 quid.
Well, somebody dropped £20 on the floor?
Yeah, I found. Not here.
I mean, to be honest, I don't think I've seen dropped money on the street in like 20 years.
Someone's dropped in there.
Really?
But I had to declare it since then.
Ah, well, somebody accidentally dropped some money in the box?
No, he dropped it in the box on purpose. It was a tip for the soldier. The copper was there. So he said, oh, you've got to round it in. So I had to go to the card room and hand it in.
Okay. I mean, it's a pity. I've never yet seen anybody drop a €500 note.
The Guard of Honour was there.
The Grenadiers, apparently, yeah, that came through the tunnel.
Is it?
Yeah, one of the police officers, I think is an ex-Grenadier, mentioned the Grenadiers were here this morning for that honour guard. So what time was this? Like 9 or 10?
9:40.
Bloody hell, you up and about early?
9 o'clock. I got up in 8. I left the house about 7.
Goodness me! Wow.
They said they leave at 20 to 9:40. So I got that, and then I went down the Mall, and they had the carriages out.
Oh really? So this
Japanese,
is a big deal, yeah?
This morning it was a Japanese one going down the Mall with a carriage, and then I went over to St John, Wellington Barracks, and all the drummers were getting inspected. So I was a bit busy this morning.
Bloody hell, you were up early though. I mean, you were up and about here before my alarm went off.
9 o'clock, I was up at 8.
Those early starts are getting easier now. It's getting a bit brighter and warmer though, to be honest.
I'm getting upside down for me.
Yeah, a lot of discipline.
The Chinese New Year's today and all, isn't it?
Is it? Yeah, it's all happening at once.
New Year today, lion dance on the weekend down at Chinatown.
Ah, okay.
Dancing with the lions.
It's been very, very curious this morning to see how some of the troopers are telling them to get out of the box. Others appear not to care. Look, it's very odd. 1 minute everyone's on the same page, next minute Blue smashed it, I mean pretty much, but straight back in again without caring. Guys, we are very close, like very, very, very close. I noticed that they didn't bring them out this morning. I don't know why they didn't bring them out this morning, but for whatever reason, I think they just decided, look, it's more important to focus on on that honour guard.
Maybe it's just a state guard of honour today, wouldn't it, maybe?
I think, yeah, there were two. I think they were. Apparently, the yard was fully swept this morning. They were sweeping again. I mean, the yard is like pristine, isn't it? I mean, to be honest. Plus, they've washed it down a little bit. I think that was probably the priority, and they overlooked the hanging of the signs.
I didn't have to wash it. We had a lot of rain. So
It's amazing, actually. They kind of brightened up a little bit this morning compared to yesterday's mush.
don't say it.
Yeah. But apparently, it says that tomorrow and Saturday and Friday and Saturday are all going to be good as gold. Yeah. Officer, I think that's a corporal of force. I think that's a lieutenant or a captain, maybe.
I think it was an officer, the one in the front. The
Yeah.
black ones. There was one out there earlier. He was like two. We were fucking helping.
Folks, I think what I might do is give the Japanese embassy a quick call. Tell the ambassador if he's not here in 4 minutes, I'm going to finish the video, which means he's not going to be in it. So I think they need to speed it up a little bit, otherwise they're not going to appear on camera today.
Nice to meet you. Thank you.
Actually, about 3 minutes now is all they've got to get here if they want to be on today's video. I just think it could have gone viral in Japan, everybody. Japanese VIP on today's video, but I don't think it's going to happen.
They would know what time they would tell us.
I mean, typically when there's going to be an event, they will close it, and it's about 30 minutes to 1 hour later, somebody turns up, but it could be... I mean, I don't think they would have locked it down so quick unless it was reasonably soon. What time is it? 12:15. I mean, my video is almost up, people, so apologies for not capturing the VIP, but the good thing is, we did meet another VIP today. That's right. I'm here with Colin. Everybody.
There's another one there, look.
Yeah, I don't think they'd be heading about like this with their constantness. It was going to be from over there. I think they're going to come out the front of the MOD.
The MOD.
Either in a car and driven over, or even in fact walk over with these. Yeah, but how long to wait though? That's the thing. Right, I'm going to finish up, guys. We are very close to the end. Thanks to Colin for his input as ever. He's always a fountain of good humour and information. So, one troop at this end, one troop at the other end. A closed yard, and although I won't capture them on the camera, I'm reasonably certain we're going to have an arrival from across the road. i.e. Ministry of Defence here to horseguards. It would make perfect logical sense given the spreading out of officers off camera. Yeah, I know. I bet they're thinking the same over on the corner, to be honest.
I really want to be here too long. I've been here long enough. I don't want to do any more.
I mean, you've been here for 4 hours, give or take, haven't you, roughly? Yeah, that's a long morning on your feet. Folks, if in the next 10 minutes after my video, anything interesting happens, i.e. the VIPs arrive, I will tag it onto this video. So you've got the VIPs from there added into this video. I don't think it will happen. Colin's leaving shortly. I will be leaving as well because, you know what? We're done. It was not the most eventful video, but it was certainly a good and interesting one. And most importantly, the difference between enforcement in one box and the other box has been a very odd thing. Even at this point as we're finishing, this girl is right in the box, close to the horse. I don't get it, but hey, it's not my business to get it. Just like I don't get why you dress up as a banana and run along Whitehall with a pink folder with your passport in it, of all things. Anyway, people, I'll be back soon. Bye for now, guys.